Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about Photon and how you're going to fight her when she is the defender. I remember when Photon came out, she completely wrecked me for a couple weeks and months after she came out. And to this day, she still wrecks me at times because she is a very good and tough defender. But I found, over the last couple months, there are lots of different strategies and champions you can use against Photon. You don't need the perfect counter to her. So I hope this video kind of maybe gives you guys some different strategies you can use when you're fighting Photon. There's really 5 things that makes Photon tough as a defender. Number 1, she's going to get that untouchable passive anytime you parry or after her special 2 in the pure light form. And she's going to go and, basically invisible and you're going to miss. But most great counters to Photon do nothing really to counter her invisibility. It's not a huge part of her kit that you have to counter. The second thing that makes Photon tough is she's immune to bleed. So obviously a lot of skill champions deal bleed damage. So many of your skill champions are not great against Photon, even though she's a science champion. The third thing is she puts a lot of debuffs on you. Basically for simple purposes, you can think of this. Every time you do a medium attack, a light attack, or a heavy attack, she's going to put a debuff on you. And those debuffs will decrease your block proficiency and will decrease your combat power rate. So you're going to take a lot of block damage, and it kind of messes with your rhythm of your champions when you're fighting against her. She also turns off the willpower mastery, and she has the petrify. So she reduces a lot of your regeneration or willpower healing. So you're going to take some block damage in the fight. And then when she's in her pure light form, she gets extra attack, and she gets special attacks that are unblockable and you cannot dex out of them. So that is the part that makes her probably the toughest as a defender. So to counter Photon, there's basically 2 strategies you can take. Strategy 1 is keep her from ever getting into her pure light form. Or strategy 2 is deal with those unblockable specials once she is in her pure light form. And to get into her pure light form, she is going to do that once she gets to 10 electromagnetic charges. If she dashes back and holds block, if you activate a special attack at 10 charges, or if she activates a special attack at 15 charges, or at 25 charges naturally. So here with Hulk, I'm just showing you when you parry, she gets that untouchable passive. Now, there's no bad things from parrying. If you accidentally parry her in the fight, it's okay. Just don't hit into her, because you see when we hit into her and we missed, she got 4 charges at once. So if you miss against Photon, she's going to build up her charges very quickly. Now, if you do parry and miss like that, that does put her untouchable passive on cooldown for a little bit, so you can then parry and hit her normally afterwards, but it's really best not to miss Photon because she will build up 4 charges per miss and get to her pure light form very quickly. So here with Kate Bishop, I'm just showing, obviously when we do our heavy attack, we get that tracking debuff, and now we can parry freely. There's no consequences for parrying and hitting into her at that point. And then Kate Bishop is a very good counter for Photon because she's got that high damage over time with the cold snap. So once you get that one special one on, you can basically just kind of let her health bar tick away, not hit into her, not build up her charges, and not push her into her pure light form. So here with Kindred, I just want to show you that when she's in her pure light form, her special attacks are unblockable and you cannot use dexterity against them. So I'm going to push her to a special 2 here. I'll actually let her throw that special 1 first. So her special attacks when she's not in pure light form are completely, you can dex them very easily. So here I'm going to activate a special attack. She's at 20, so it's going to push her into a pure light form. Boom. She immediately goes into an unblockable special attack. I would have died there. had it not been for my special ability. And you can see there too, she was invisible after that special too, because she was in her pure light form when she threw it. So, it can make Photon very tough. So here's some strategies you can use against Photon. So many people love using Mantis because Mantis has this tranquilize on Photon. Tranquilize decreases the ability accuracy of debuffs to get applied to you. So basically, if Photon can't apply debuffs, she can't get charges. So with Mantis, you don't really have to worry about Photon getting into pure light form. You can use dexterity to avoid her special attacks. She's not going to get, charges to go to pure light form. And then we just do a big special 2 and she's dead very quickly. So this is probably the most popular counter to Photon in Battlegrounds because she is very quick and you're not going to push her into her pure light form. Now you can also use champions that reduce the defensive ability accuracy of a champion. So for example, Falcon. When Falcon gets his locked on, he has 100% reduced defensive ability accuracy on Photon, and we can hit freely into Photon. We're not getting any of those debuffs or passives put onto us. And since she's not applying those to us, she's not getting any of her charges. And if she doesn't get charges, she can't go into pure light form, and she cannot have unblockable, undexable special attacks. So, champions that reduce ability accuracy, think of like Black Widows as well. Even the OG Black Widow works against Photon. Don't recommend it because her damage isn't great. But, that's just another way to keep her from getting into pure light form during a fight. And then the next fight, we're going to show Crossbones. Crossbones also reduces the defensive ability accuracy of a champion. So with Crossbones, just immediately dash back, hold block. You're going to get your 3 Fury charges right from the start of the fight. And now we can freely hit into her. We're not going to get those debuffs applied to us. And then just keep spamming special 1s with Crossbones to keep up your Furies above 3. And again, she's never going to go into pure light form using Crossbones because we're not going to get enough, debuffs put onto us during the fight. So if you don't have a champion that reduces ability accuracy, here's another way you can keep her from getting into her pure light form is find a champion that has a lot of passive power gain and you can spam special attacks. So with Hyperion, all you have to do is spam special 1s. You're going to be putting incinerates on her throughout the fight. Her health bar is going to be melting down, and she only gets 1 charge per special attack we activate. So we'd have to activate 15 special attacks in a fight before Photon has enough charges to go into pure light form. And, well, actually, I guess we'd have to activate 10, because when we'd activate number 10, or activate number 11, I guess she'd go into pure light form. But still, you can activate 10 special attacks in a fight before you have to worry about pure life form, and her health bar is going to be gone before that happens. So this is a strategy I used in Battlegrounds when I think there was increased special attack, 400% increased special attack. Hyperion killed her in 20 seconds. So champions with passive power gain can be very good against Photon as well, and just spam your special attacks. Another strategy is just find a champion that deals a ton of damage very quickly and kill her before she can enter her, pure light form. So with Toad, you intentionally back into the corner. You get hit on purpose 5 times. That builds up 5 Prowess passives. You do regenerate a lot of that damage that she's dealt. And this works for any champion, not just Photon. This is why Toad is a really good attacker, especially in Battlegrounds. And then we just build up to a special 2. And you hope you get lucky with the crits. And if you get lucky with the crits, 1 special 2 from Toad is going to deal 200,000, damage or more. So I'm using a rank 5 Toad against a rank 5 Photon defender. I'm just saying I've used this strategy in Battlegrounds when I'm fighting 7-star rank 3s, and it works. Same thing here with Sunspot. Again, I'm using a 7-star rank 3 Sunspot against a rank 5 Photon. But, Sunspot deals a ton of damage off his special 2, so you just build up to a special 2, fire it off. Most likely it's going to kill Photon. She's not going to have enough time in the fight to actually get to her pure light form. So again, this is a strategy I've used in Battlegrounds. Just, fire off a special 2, kill her, and then you don't have to worry about those unblockable, undexable special attacks in her pure light form. So, champions that deal a high amount of damage very quickly are very good counters to Photon as well. So we'll just watch this special 2 real quick. And she's dead. All right, so let's kind of shift our strategies a little bit here to, let's find some champions that are going to deal with Photon once she is in pure light form and once she does have those unblockable specials. So with Shuri, if Shuri is duped, Shuri can block unblockable special attacks. And, there are other champions like, Mr. Sinister, who's apparently getting a buff. He might be a champion that you could use against Photon in the future too. But, champions that block unblockable specials can be good counters to Photon. You will take some block damage because, again, she does have some high block penetration with all these debuffs she puts on you. But if you're in a situation where you don't have the perfect counter to Photon, well, you can just use a champion that blocks unblockable specials. So right here, boom, we're going to block this whole unblockable special 2. She is going to go untouchable after the special 2, so we kind of have to wink that out. But again, any champion that blocks unblockable specials is going to work just fine against Photon. Here she's done with her pure light form, so now we could just evade her special attacks if the fight wasn't finished at that point. So, here's another strategy. You can use a champion that regenerates, a ton, whether that's like King Groot in general, or, with Lady Deathstrike, she's going to regenerate most of the damage from Photon special attacks. So when she's not in pure light form, we just want to dex her special attacks like normal. And then once she is in her pure light form, we're just going to get hit on purpose. And Lady Deathstrike is just going to regenerate most of that special attack damage. So, this is another good strategy that I've used against Photon right here. We took the whole hit, but, we only lost about 5-6% of our health on that special attack. So not bad at all. So here is another great champion I love to use against Photon, and that's Silk. Silk can auto-evade special attacks. So, I'm going to show you, I think, in this fight, 2 times where Silk just auto-evades her unblockable special attacks. So it's another way to kind of get around her pure light form is, just evade the whole special attack, and then you've got nothing to worry about. Now with Silk, you got to be a little careful because once you activate her auto evade, it goes on cooldown until you get 20 hits on Photon. So if Photon would, activate back-to-back special attacks, see, now it's on cooldown. If she'd activate a special attack, we can't auto evade it. So that's why I immediately went to throw my special 1 to try to get a bunch of hits. And again, I'm just going to throw another special 1 to get a bunch of hits. And now our auto-evade mechanic is back active. We're going to auto-evade this unblockable special 2. She's untouchable, so we got to wink that out a little bit. And now she's probably going to not have enough charges the next time she activates a special attack to be in pure light form anymore. But we went ahead and killed her. So, another strategy you can use against Photon. I've used this strategy before too, so champions like Killmonger, or I've used Terrax. I don't think Killmonger's a good counter to Photon because a lot of his damage is through bleed and she's bleed immune, but with Terrax and with Killmonger, after special attacks, you can get indestructible charges. So you can use those indestructible charges to let her throw her, she's unblockable right here. We have 3 indestructible charges. So we took that whole special 1, but we didn't lose a lot of health. So that's another way you can mitigate some of the damages that way as well. Here's another strategy. So find a champion with a good block proficiency like Odin, for example. You can actually block her entire special 1 even when she's in pure light form, if you know how to do it, and then you won't take a lot of damage. So it's only the first 2 hits, right? So that she's not in pure light form yet. So we're going to push her into pure light form here. And then we're going to block this whole special 1. The first 2 hits you have to block like normal. You can't dex them. And then that third hit right here where she comes at you, if you parry that with perfect timing, you can block it. If you don't parry it with perfect timing, it's unblockable and you will, get hit. But you can block her special 1 even when she's in pure light form. And then last but not least strategy you can use against Photon is kind of play the chicken method. So, you can build up to when she gets into pure light form, kind of let her throw a special attack before she gets to pure light form so she doesn't have a lot of power ideally. So we can dex this since she's not in pure light form. And then the next time she activates it, or actually we activated it here, we're just going to dance around and let her charges expire before she ever throws a special attack in pure light form. So this is why I kind of call it the chicken method. You just chicken out, you dance around, hope the AI is cooperative, let all her charges expire, and then once she's out of pure light form, we can easily dex and evade her special attacks like normal. And then we just go in for a kill with our special 2. So again, it's going to waste some time if you're in battlegrounds, but that's an option that works, is just dance around when she's in pure light form. So hope you guys learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you around soon.